Thanks.
You know, I want to share with the room. I needed surgery, and Keira smiled at me, and I was healed.
Oh,
it's amazing.
wow, was it a miracle?
That's how
Yes. Thanks. I'm so pleased.
Look, things are healing right now.
Right now, I'm just feeling better.
You know, I looked at my notes when I interviewed you the first time for
Yeah.
Bend It Like Beckham.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, okay. That's exciting.
You hope. Now, you don't know. It
no,
could be
I
something.
really don't know.
You're good, Charlie.
It's the last time I worked in Hamburg as well.
Really?
Bend
See?
It Like Beckham, yeah.
It all ties together. I interviewed you the first time for Bend It Like Beckham.
Yeah, I'm
and
quite worried about this. Yes.
Don't be
And-
worried. And I wrote down, she's going to be a star.
Oh, hey, there you go. Thanks.
It was all me.
Cool, it was all you. It was you.
Congratulations. Another great role.
Thank you.
Do you enjoy period pieces?
Yeah, funny. Yeah. No, I hate them. No, yeah. Yes. The clothes are good. Come on.
That's right.
1940s in particular, great clothes.
Right.
Good suits. You know.
No, you don't pick it because of that. It's a great.
I mean, it's a very good character, this character, and I thought it's just a very interesting time period because you know it's set in the direct aftermath of World War II, and I just thought I didn't know anything about it. I know a lot about World War II. You know, I've done several films in World War II. I've seen many movies in World War II, but I'd never seen a film that was dealing specifically with this little bit. And I think in thinking about it, you just realise, you know, the great triumph of that generation, which was, okay, yes, the war and getting through the war and the winners and the losers, but the actual triumph was the rebuilding afterwards. You know, how do you bridge the gulf between people? How do you rebuild nations? How do you, if you're suddenly, you know, you're two people that have been killing each other for the previous 6 years, how do you see each other as human beings again? You know, all of those questions that I sort of hadn't really thought about. And I think in reading this script, I went, wow, that's a really interesting idea.
That's the power of film. I think people. I didn't know this story. I didn't know this existed, and you know, I'm embarrassed that I didn't know.
Yeah, I think I was the same because it seems very obvious, doesn't it? But you know, I didn't even know that the English had occupied Germany after the war, or certain parts of Germany. And I think, yeah, just all of those questions. And I think it's a very grown-up film. I think it's a very grown-up love story. You know, I think it also kind of deals with that kind of idea that most grown-ups have been through when they've had maybe one or two or several failed relationships, of that thing where you suddenly come home and you realise that the person that you're sharing your life with, who you should know the very best in the world, is suddenly a complete stranger. And I think in a very extreme way, that's what the couple in this film are dealing with. You know, they're two people who have been utterly changed by the trauma of war and a great tragedy that's happened between them, and how on earth do they rebuild and come back together as a couple after that? You know, I felt like it was a story that I empathised with a lot.
67 failed relationships. I've learned nothing.
There you go. Watch this film.
Okay.
It'll give you a step by step. You know, you're like, okay.
I do. That's what I love about this film. All the characters, their lives are complicated. There's many things going on.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it is a love triangle, but what I was interested by is that you don't necessarily know where you're rooting for it to go. You know, that there's no goodies and baddies. Like, everybody has moments where they definitely don't behave very well, you know, but you kind of understand why. And I thought that was very powerful, that you could kind of see it from the different perspectives.
Right. You never disappoint.
Oh,
Thank
good.
You. I'm serious. It's always a joy to
Thank
talk
you
to
very
you.
much.
Good to
And
see you again.
Thanks,
Thank
and
you.
you.
Oh, my hand feels better.
Oh my, it's happened again.